power in daily life. Motto: power in daily life is self-governance. It's to act in accordance with your true inner self and to feel like you truly have a say in your actions. The smartest way to go about it isn't to exert more power, but to free yourself of chains that bind you, to lift the weights off your shoulder you don't even know you're carrying. You need to find rewards in the events of each moment instead of focusing on rewards and punishments that the external environment presents. Power returns to you when you stop relegating rewards to outside forces, dropping the burden of social controls, and finding meaning in the ongoing stream of experience. You can actively shape your conceptual system by modifying your physical and social environment, turning yourself into the architect of your own experience. This requires achieving mastery over consciousness itself, developing the ability to focus attention at will, ignore distractions, and concentrate deeply on chosen goals. True everyday power is the integration of your personality, allowing you to proactively engage with your surroundings, make meaningful choices, and operate authentically without being pushed around by external pressures. Power is self-assuredness. It is you prioritizing the internal over the external. It's a journey of finding yourself in a sea of noise. It's the shift from an exotelic life to an autotelic life. The term autotelic derives from two Greek words, auto meaning self and telos meaning goal. It describes a self-contained activity that is undertaken not with the expectation of some future benefit, but simply because the act of doing it is inherently rewarding. Most of ordinary life is exotelic, spent striving for external goals like wealth, power, and prestige, which typically leaves you alienated, bored, anxious, and held hostage to hypothetical future rewards. The autotelic experience, also known as flow, elevates existence to a level where alienation gives way to intense involvement, and psychic energy serves to reinforce the self rather than being squandered in the service of external rewards. When you cultivate an autotelic personality, you effectively forge an impenetrable psychological shield against the chaos and coercive controls of the external world. Human societies inherently function by making you dependent on social controls, relying on a deeply imagined system of external rewards and punishments to ensure predictable behavior. Society actively exploits your biological inclinations and socially conditioned desires, turning you into a helpless plaything of impersonal force. The thoroughly socialized person desires only the prizes that the surrounding culture has agreed he should long for, remaining trapped on a treadmill of social controls and externally reaching for a prize that dissolves in his hands. The traits of an autotelic person are revealed in those who survive extreme adversity, such as polar explorers wandering alone in the Arctic, or inmates confined to concentration camps and prison cells, people like Eva Zeisel in Moscow's Lubyanka prison, or Albert Speer in Spandau. They maintained their sanity by inventing complex internally regulated games. They would play chess against themselves in their head, or imagine themselves traveling across the globe. They gave control back to their consciousness, transforming a hopelessly bleak environment into a manageable and even enjoyable struggle. You must acquire power at all costs because it's the only path to finding your true self and living a fulfilling life. Action. You need to train power like a muscle. Start small, but slowly increase the weights. Find opportunities to increase your power in trivial things first. Become aware of these opportunities, then slowly let that power grow until it takes command of your life, until you take command of your own life. Inverse. Essential power looks different for everyone. For some, it may be loud, for some, it may be quiet. For most, it will be a mix of both. There is no singular archetype of personal power. You don't need to force yourself to become like a certain individual who you believe to have power. The only thing common is that those with power enjoy life a lot more than those without. That's all you're looking out for. If you have more fun without feeling you've lost your integrity, you're headed in the right direction. If you want to read more of my work, here's what I'd recommend. If you want an anti-self-help guide to transform your life, regain your peace, and achieve more without sacrificing your joy, you can read my book Re-Self entirely for free on my newsletter website in the description. If you want to take away all the guesswork of building non-toxic systems to transform your life, you can subscribe to HBN Premium to get the full Authentic Lifestyle Design course along with the entire HBN Premium library. Until next time, HBN.